Now is the time we do this. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Who is LouieXIII. I am Louie. As you've seen, you know I just wiped down my baby here a little bit because it had a couple bugs on it. But you know, today we ain't gonna be rolling in the 2020 Charger Widebody. We're gonna be talking a little bit about this one right here, the 2011 Dodge Challenger RT 6-speed manual. This thing is filthy and it's been too long since I've washed it, so I gotta go get this thing washed. So we're gonna hop in this thing today real quick. Ain't gonna lie, it's been a minute since I drove this thing. Ever since I got my baby over there. The 2020 Dodge Charger 392 Scatpack Widebody. But yeah, man, like I said, we're gonna be talking a little bit about this thing today, so let's hop up in here and see what's good. But before we continue, you know I always gotta mention, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a comment down below, tell me your thoughts, tell me what you guys wanna talk about, tell me what you guys wanna see, tell me what I can improve on. Let me know, man, because it all helps. If you enjoy the content, that's dope, man. It really helps out a lot and I appreciate it. So I had a couple people hit me up in the comments asking how they could build their credit. They want a video, you know, with a little bit of advice. So, you know, I'm all about helping out in any way that I can. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. I'm gonna be talking about my experiences, you know, the research that I've done to get my credit to where it's at, which is around 800, a little bit above 800. So I feel I'm somewhat qualified to talk about this. And in no way, shape, or form am I saying I'm an expert in credit or any of this. This is just my experience, you know, the research that I have done. So don't take this as me knowing it all or claiming that I know it all, because I don't. Do your research, but you know, for what I know, I'm gonna just give a little bit of advice to what I know. Alright? But before we do that, the reason that we're in the 2011 RT Challenger is because we're gonna talk a little bit about this. I'm gonna tell you how I built my credit, and this is included in the way that I did that. So before we do that, we gotta like show it a little bit of love, because you know, look at this shit, man. The windshield, you guys seen the outside, the shit is filthy. So we gotta show the old thing a little bit of love and go get it washed real quick. You see I got it for sale and all that. My little ghetto, I didn't even tape it right or nothing, but let me take that off for now. Yeah, man, we're gonna go show this thing a little bit of love and take it through the car wash. So before we start talking about the credit and all that, let's go ahead and do that, man. I'm gonna lie, it's been a while since I drove this thing. I do miss the manual a little bit, you know, the full control that you get from it. But if you guys want to know any other things about the RT, just let me know, man, and I'll get it done for you. At the end of the day, this channel is about what you guys want to see. So if you guys want to see something that has to do with the RT or anything that I got, if I can help out in any way, you know, if I possess the knowledge to help you in any way possible, then I'm gonna do that. So like I always say, drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know what you want to talk about and we'll get that done for you. Yeah, man, this thing is filthy. You gonna get a little pull in the RT. Should I drop it down a second? That lady had her mouth open. She was tripping. We pulling up to the car wash and man, everyone's getting their wash today. Well, I gotta show this baby some love because it was 9 years we spent together, me and this Challenger right here, and I never gave it a nickname either, man. I've never really been too big into nicknames, you know, naming my stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'll give the Scatpack a nickname. I don't know. I've been thinking, but I can't really come up with nothing dope. I don't want to give it nothing corny. If I can't come up with something super dope, then I ain't even gonna give it a nickname. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Drop it down in the comments below. And you know, if you guys come up with something dope or something that I could play off of and make even doper, then you know, maybe I'll give it a nickname. But if I can't come up with nothing dope, I ain't even gonna give it a nickname. I ain't even gonna lie. I feel good giving it a little wash like this, man. It was very disrespectful of me to wait so long, man. This thing was filthy for like a month. I ain't even gonna lie. We got the lights for it. Yeah. Showing my baby some love. You know, she was good to me, y'all. She was real good to me. I had a lot of fun with her. Check out the lights though. You know, we got it popping up in this bitch. Got this thing popping, yeah. All for you, girl, all for you. You see what I do? See, I ain't all bad. I showed some love. All right, you guys, we are out of the wash, and usually I'd hop out and, you know, dry it off a little bit, but I have some errands to run, you know, and I am in a little bit of a hurry, so we're gonna just let it air dry this time. All right, so I got this shit on because I'm running some errands, and you know, everything going on, you gotta cover up nowadays, but yeah, man, the reason that we are in the RT right now, I would love to say is because, you know, I just want to show it some love and give it some attention and, you know, take it on a little ride. But that ain't really the reason, man. You know, I'd be in the 2020 wide-body Dodge Charger Scatpack. You know, that's what I would be in, and that's what I've been in. That's why I haven't really been riding around in this thing. But the real reason is because this is how I started building my credit. And I know you're probably thinking like, well, how the hell did you start building your credit? How the hell did you get a brand new car with no credit? And a lot of you probably know I was able to get a cosign. And I know a lot of people aren't gonna be able to do that. So this is mainly for the people who can't get that cosign. I know I was very fortunate to be able to get that, but that I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you and let you guys know how I was able to build my credit. So that's how I started building my credit. I got the cosign on this brand new 2011 Dodge Challenger RT 6-speed manual, you know, and I did learn how to drive manual on this one as well, man. Very first manual car. You know, I'm a very talented individual, man. I pick things up and I learn them. You know, that's just how I do things, man. You know, I was able to learn it, pick it up by myself, man, in the 5.7 Hemi. You know, this ain't like the craziest car, but you know, for someone barely learning how to drive a manual, you know, I had to do what I had to do, baby. I just do what I gotta do. But anyways, man, this is how I started building my credit. And before we get into, you know, how you could build your credit, the steps that you gotta take, I'm gonna just let you know how I built my credit, you know, so you could, and it's pretty much the same shit. The same shit I'm gonna tell you is the steps that I followed. So, you know, first I'm gonna break it down how I did it, and then I'll break it down even more how the steps you could take to build your credit up. And if you wait till the end of the video, I got a little bonus that I picked up online as I was doing a little bit of research. It wasn't something that I did because, you know, I didn't see it back then when I was building my credit, but it is something that you could do that is gonna help boost your credit pretty substantially. So, you know, I'll let you guys know about that at the end of the video. So if you want to see that, stick around to the end, and I got that for you. But like I said, I am running errands, so, you know, we're gonna keep this thing going as I do what I gotta do. So yeah, man, as I said, this is how I started building my credit. I started making my payments on this, you know, and, you know, eventually I was able to get a credit card. And that's one of the main things that you guys got to do, is get a credit card, something that you can make payments on. It's all about installment loans and, you know, building your credit with a credit card or something like that. So, you know, I was able to get my first credit card. I started making purchases with my credit card, paying it off at the end of every month. I was never late on a payment. You know, I never missed a payment till this day, which is very important. The most important thing, you know, you always got to make your payments on time, and you can never be late. That is the most important thing. So, you know, that's a major thing that got my credit to where it's at. Another thing is, you know, whenever I went and got something, if I was able to finance it and make payments on it, I did that, like such as tires. You know, if I needed a new TV, which I don't recommend, you know, only get stuff that you absolutely need while you're building your credit, while you're getting to where you need to be. You know, don't go out and get stuff that you don't really need. But I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well finance it if you can and make payments on it, because that's all gonna go towards building your credit. So if you need new tires, finance them. If you need a new laptop, finance it. If you need, you know, whatever it is that you need, if you're able to finance it, then you got to do that. But now I'm just getting into the steps. But yeah, man, that's what I did. And you know, along the way, I did get myself into a little bit of trouble, because I was making a lot of money at one point, and I was able to get a lot of stuff and pay it off at the end of the month in full. And you know, I stopped making that much money. I stopped making so much money at one point, but I kept spending, and you know, I started racking up my debt, and I started having to pay interest on stuff, and that kind of slowed me down, brought me down a little bit. That's something that you guys do not want to do. So eventually I was able to get myself out of that debt, pay off all my debt, and you know, it brought me back up. So, you know, and got me to where I'm at now, which is over 800. But you know, you guys, you don't want to slow down along the way, so don't do that. Only get stuff that you can afford. Thing got a little sideways, man. See, the 5.7, you know, I realized a lot of stuff while driving this right now compared to the Charger. And you know, not just the engine, but a lot of stuff, you know, just being in here as well. You know, a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, so stay tuned for that. I got some videos on some comparisons of the Charger and the Challenger coming up. One of the main ones is the one my man's hit me up in the comments about, you know, the drivability, the daily driving of the Challenger, you know, the RT. Not really the Challenger, but just the RT versus the Scatpack. But let's see what this thing can do a little bit. Almost missed a gear right there, man. See? When you got a multitask. All in all, this is a very fun car, but that's not what this video is about. So, you know, this shit ain't got nothing on the Scat, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, yes sir. Alright, so as you can see, we are now in my baby, the brand new 2020 Dodge Charger 392 Scatpack Widebody. God damn, that is a lot to say. But yeah, man, we're pretty much done talking about that car. I think I explained enough about how I built my credit. I pretty much gave you all the steps to take. But not only that, let's just be honest, it looks a whole lot better being in here. So, you know, I had to come in the new whip. So how you build your credit, obviously a lot of you aren't going to be able to get co-signers. So what you want to do is, if you're able to get a credit card, find a card that works for you that you can get, and you know, start making purchases with that card. But don't purchase anything that you can't afford, because the key is you want to be able to pay that off at the end of the month, every single month in full, because credit utilization is one of the main things that creditors look at. And what that is, what credit utilization is say you get a credit card and they allow you a $500 credit limit. So if you go out and you spend that whole credit limit, you know, you max it out $500, that means your credit utilization is at 100%. And if you don't pay that off at the end of the month in full, then that's going to work against you. That's going to go down on your credit. So you want to be paying that off at the end of the month, every single month, on time, never late, don't miss a payment, because that's the next thing that is the most important thing. That's the most important thing, is never missing a payment, always being on time. But you know, you want to keep that credit utilization at 0, and that's going to help boost your credit up fairly quickly, you know, as quick as possible anyways. And so, you know, if you're able to get a card that works for you. Make purchases on it. Don't purchase anything that you don't absolutely need, because then you're just going to be working backwards. You know, don't buy stuff just to buy it because you're trying to build your credit, because even though it is going to build your credit, as long as you're paying that off at the end of every month in full, you know, you're just working backwards because you're paying for stuff that you don't need. So only purchase stuff that you need. If you're a student, pay for your classes with your card. Pay it off at the end of every month. If you need student supplies, get your supplies with your card. You know, pay it off at the end of every month. You know, get a new laptop. And that goes into the next thing, you know, installment loans. Anything that you can finance, you know, stuff that you need obviously as well, like a new laptop for school or whatever you use it for. Finance it, make payments on it, but only do it if you can afford it, and only do it if you can afford to make more than the minimum, because you want to pay it off as quick as possible, because when you do that, it's going to show creditors that you're reliable, you pay stuff off quick, and you know they can count on you. It's all about building trust. You know, good credit is all about trust and proving that you're reliable to creditors. So you want to, when you're making payments on something, you want to be able to afford, say your payment is $200 a month, you want to be able to make at least like $240, $250, you know, so you could pay it off quicker. And another thing you can do that's going to help you out to pay it off quicker, so you don't have to pay as much interest, and look for stuff with low interest. You know, don't get nothing with crazy interest. Look for stuff with no interest or very low interest. But another thing you can do is you pay the amount, and then you tell them you want to pay extra, like an extra 50 or 100, whatever, towards the principal. And that's gonna allow you to pay it off quicker without paying so much in interest. Now let me roll this goddamn window down because it's getting real damn hot in this bitch. So that's gonna be another good way to build up your credit, is installment loans. You know, tires, whatever it is, make your on it, pay it off early, never miss a payment, and never be late. Just make sure that the card you're getting is the right one for you, because another thing that you don't want to do is close out accounts, because that's going to go against your credit, and that's something I had to learn the hard way. You know, I got a couple credit cards that I felt like I didn't really need after a while, and I closed them not knowing that hurts your credit. So only get cards that you need, only get cards that are going to work for you, because when you want to close them out, it's going to hurt your credit. So you do not want to be closing out any accounts. And it is good to have a mixture of accounts, you know, as many accounts as possible, because that's another thing that they look at is total accounts. They want to see that you're reliable in handling a mixture of credit. So, you know, as many different types of credit that you can get, that's going to be something that is going to work towards your benefit. So, you know, just start with something small, start with whatever you can get, and just start working your way up. It's a process, you know, it's no overnight thing. But the bonus that I'm going to talk about at the end of this video will help you tremendously in boosting that credit up. But, you know, if you're not able to do that, what I'm going to talk about, this is how you do it. One of the main things is get started as soon as possible. Your length of credit isn't the most important thing, but it is something they look at, how long you've been able to have credit, and, you know, it adds to the trust and reliability that we're talking about. So start building your credit as soon as possible, because the quicker you get started on it, the quicker you're gonna get going, you know? It only makes sense. So yeah, length of credit is one thing. I think that's about 10% of what creditors look at. Total accounts is another thing. So, you know, a mixture of credit. You want to mixture of credit, installment loans, and, you know, different types of credit cards. Look for credit cards that are gonna give you rewards as well. All the ones that I use are for different things. My gas one gives me a percentage back when I pay for gas. My daily spending, I got the double cash card from Citi. You know, I get a percentage back on that. I like getting cash back, but you could get different types of rewards when it comes to travel and different other things. But you're not going to be able to get that stuff right away. So just get the credit card that works for you in the beginning, that you're able to get, and work your way up. Then you start looking into different reward cards you could get, and you know, other stuff like that. And like I said, if you can't get a card, then find something that you can make payments on that's going to allow you to start building your credit. And another thing is, when you're building your credit up, don't do anything that's going to require a hard credit check, because that's going to work against your credit. Every time a creditor, anytime someone looks into your credit and pulls a hard credit check, that's going to bring your credit down. So don't do anything that requires a hard credit check, because you already know when you're building your credit that your credit isn't good. So obviously you shouldn't be going for anything that's going to be requiring a hard credit check anyways. So, you know, just build your credit up, take the steps, and be patient with it. And like we said, revolving utilization, that's one of the main things. That's 30% of what they look at. And the FICO score is the main score. That's the one that I'm talking about. That's the main score that banks look at. So that's the one that you should be focusing on. And the revolving utilization, what we talked about, you know, say you have a $500 credit limit. If that thing's at 500, that's 100%. If it's at 250, that's 50%. You want that thing to be at 0 at all times. So, well, not at all times, but at the end of every month, you know, when you make that payment, pay everything off. You want it to be at 0. And that's going to help tremendously, because that's 30% of what they look at. So if you could keep that at 0 at the end of every month, your credit score is going to start going up, and you will see it. And another thing is missed payments and late payments. That's 35% of what they look at. So you never want to miss a payment or be late on a payment. In all the years I've had credit, it's probably
one eternity later.
Close to 10 years now. In all the years that I've had credit, I have never missed a payment, and I have never been late on a payment. That's why I say, do not get anything that you can't afford. Only get things that you can afford, that you're going to be able to pay for at the end of the month in full every single time. And another thing that you guys could do, you know, on the road to building up your credit, you know, to get your new vehicle or whatever it is you want to do, is you can get a used vehicle. You know, you could go somewhere, some places, you know, they allow you to get a vehicle with no credit or bad credit. And you could get a vehicle, you know, try to find something with not too bad of an interest rate. You know, some places like that, they do try to book you with the interest rate. But if you could find something that doesn't have too bad of an interest rate, and something that you can afford, that you're going to be able to make more than the minimum every month, so you could pay it off quickly. If you can do that, if you could find a vehicle like that that's not going to lose a lot of value, you know, find something that you'll be able to pay off within a year or so. That way, at the end of that year, you could sell it, get most of your money back, and then use that to get your new vehicle. And it's going to help you build up your credit over that year, especially if it comes to auto loans, because creditors are going to see that you're able to responsibly pay off an auto loan in a reasonable amount of time, you know, quicker than the amount of time that they gave you. So if you're able to do that, that's going to work very well for you. You know, like I said, there are some places that allow you to get vehicles with little to no credit. You just got to watch out for the interest rates. You know, you don't want to get booked for interest. But like I said, when you make your payments, you can make your monthly minimum and then tell them you have a certain amount, you know, whatever it is, $100 more, that you want to go directly to the principal. That way you're paying off the principal, and you know, you're not putting all that money towards the interest. Because if you just make your payment and you know you're paying over the minimum, but you don't specify that you want a certain amount of money to go directly to the principal, then a lot of that is going to go towards the interest, you know, and you're going to lose a lot of money that way. So you can tell them when you go in to make your payment that you know this is for the minimum right here, and then anything extra that you put, you want it to go towards the principal. So that's something that you can do that's going to help you out a lot, because auto loans are one of the best things that you can do for building your credit. It shows that you are reliable, responsible, and trustworthy in making payments, you know, and, you know, it builds a lot of trust. All of this is about building trust and rapport with creditors. You know, they want to see that they can trust you and that you are able to make your payments and be reliable. So that's the main thing. So if you're able to find a car that works for you, you know, don't do it if it doesn't make sense. But if it makes sense, you know, the interest rate isn't too bad, you know, you're able to pay it off within a year or so, you know, around that amount of time, you can afford it, and you know, it's something that's not going to lose a lot of value, something that you're going to be able to get most of your money back when you sell it at the end of that time, and you know, you put that towards your new vehicle. That is something that you guys can consider. You know, it is an option. It's not going to be something that everybody can do, but it is an option if you're able to do it. And I mean, that's pretty much it, man. You know, I'm not going to get too technical with it. That's pretty much it. Get yourself a card, you know, something that someone's that's going to approve you. Find something that works for you, but make sure that it's a good one. Don't just get any random card. Get something that's going to work for you. And you know, start making purchases with it, things that you can afford that you'll be able to pay off at the end of the month, every month. Get yourself an installment loan, something that you can start making payments on. Show people that you're reliable in making payments. Pay more than the minimum so you could pay it off early. It's all gonna work towards building that credit up as quick as possible. Start as soon as possible. That way you could build that length of credit up. Get a mixture of credit. You know, as soon as you're able to apply for something else, do it. You could ask for credit limit increases. That's all gonna help you. So as soon as you start, you know, making some payments and stuff, you know, start building a little bit of trust, ask for a credit limit increase. That's all gonna help towards building your credit, because the more credit you have and the lower your utilization is, it's all gonna help you. But once you start building that credit up and they start giving you more of a credit limit, remember, don't make purchases that you can't afford. It's gonna be tempting because you got all that to play with. You know, I have probably over 40,000, 50,000 in credit that I can use, but you know, I don't use all that, man, because I know I can't afford to pay that off. I only use what I'm able to pay off at the end of the month, every single month. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's how you're gonna build your credit up, and that's how you're gonna do it in the quickest way possible. As far as from what I know, as far as from my experiences and the knowledge that I know, the research that I've done and what I did for myself, that's how you're gonna build your credit up as quick as possible. So, you know, take it for what it is. Do your own research as well. Maybe you'll find some more useful information, some stuff that I didn't talk about. But as far as from what I know, that's what you can do. So hopefully that helped out. So the bonus that I'm talking about that I came across, you know, I did my little research, you know, and I came across this, is if you know somebody with good credit that will allow you to be an authorized user on one of their cards, then that is gonna help boost your credit up, I think, the most quick at anything you can do. See, they don't have to put you, they don't have to, they're not allowing you to use the card. They're just making you an authorized user. But you gotta make sure that they have good credit. You know, they're never late on a payment. Everything that we just talked about, you gotta make sure that they follow those steps, because everything that's on their credit is gonna go towards yours for being an authorized user on their account. I didn't do it for myself, but it's something that I came across when I was doing a little bit of research. So if you're able to do that, you know, that's gonna help you boost your credit up quickly. And you know, you might not be able to get a loan from doing that, because I think some places they could see that you built your credit up by being an authorized user on someone's account. But you can do that. It'll allow you to get certain cards that you weren't able to get before that. So you know, you could do that to build your credit up and make yourself eligible to get certain, you know, better cards, and that are going to give you a higher limit, and they're going to be better for you to use. So that's the bonus. You know, if you know somebody with good credit that'll let you become an authorized user on one of their accounts, that's a good way to boost your credit up really quick. I think they say it could get you up to 800 in like less than 2 months or so. So if you could do that, then that's something that you want to look into. And it's different from, you know, getting a cosign, because the person can take you off at any time. You know, they're not allowing you to use their credit. They're just putting you on as an authorized user, you know, until you get to the point where you need to be, and then they could just take you off. And it's simple as that. One thing you need to look into when you're doing that is it has to be an account that's going to report the credit. So you need to make sure that they're taking your social security down when they make you an authorized user. Or just simply ask, you know, is this going to report on the other person's credit? Have them ask that, because if they're not reporting it, then it's not going to do anything for you. So make sure it's an account that's going to report onto your credit. If you want to know what cards I use, which cards that I recommend, you know, we could talk about that as well. It'll probably be a little bit down the line, because I'm trying to get more into this exciting stuff. You know, I'm not getting away totally from this informative type stuff. I do like helping in any way that I can from the knowledge that I know, you know, and the experiences that I have. But I want to get more into the, you know, exciting stuff, driving and doing all that other stuff as well, the mods and all that. And that stuff is coming. It's coming up very soon. I already got some stuff scheduled. So, you know, I got a couple things that are on the way. I got some stuff coming with the RT as well. So, you know, I got a lot of content coming. Hopefully I was able to help out a little bit with people trying to build their credit. Like I said in the beginning, I am in no way, shape, or form an expert at any of this. This is just coming from my experiences, building my way up to 800. So if you're on the road to 800, you know, you got to get to 800, man, because that's the promised land. Then, you know, these are the steps that you need to take. And it worked for me, so it could work for you. Thank you if you stuck all the way through. Hopefully I was able to help in any way possible. I know a couple people commented saying that I gave them some great information and helped them out. And, you know, that makes me feel real good, man, because if I'm able to help out in any way, you know, if it's just one person, two people, that makes me feel good because, you know, I'm doing my part to help somebody out. You know, at least somebody found my information useful, you know, that makes me feel good. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Like I always say, thank you very much. It all helps. You know, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell your friends, drop a comment down below, tell me your thoughts, tell me what I can improve on, tell me what you want to hear me talk about, tell me what you want to see me show, you know, tell me what you guys want to see, man, and I'm gonna get it done. Just like this, somebody told me they wanted to know more about credit and how they could build their credit up, and I got it done for them, man. So I'm here to help. I'm here to show you guys what you guys want to see. That's what this is all about, man. So I'm having fun with it. I hope you guys are having fun with it as well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. And like I said, if you do enjoy it, smash that subscribe button, man. Give me a like, give me a comment, hit that notification bell, get notified when all the content is dropping, because it all helps, man. It helps tremendously. And I'm just trying to grow and get this thing to where I could give you guys everything that you guys want to see right away. You know, I want to bring the dopest shit possible, and I am going to bring the dopest shit possible. You know, it's all on the way. We're going to keep going up. We're going to keep getting this shit done. And yeah, man, we're going to go from here. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it as always. You guys are the best. You guys are dope. I ain't got really much else to say on this one. I think I got through everything. It was a little bit all over the place probably, but you know, that's how I do things, man. I ain't really that organized when it comes to this. I just, you know, say it how it is. So, you know, like I said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. That's it for this one, baby. I'm gonna see you on the next one.